And I know these are long, hard problems, huh? They do look a little hard. So here is an example one. So here's an example problem up here. So here's what they want you to do. 204 divided by 12. Here's how I'm going to check for reasonableness. So I estimate. I say 200 divided by 10 is 20. So 204 divided by 12 is going to be about 20. So first I write my problem out. 204 divided by 12. I start with the first 12 goes into 20 one time. 1 times 12 is 12. I subtract. I have 8 left. Then I bring down my next number, 84. I have to figure out how many 12s there are in 84. So they're going to tell us 7. 7 times 2 is 14. I carry my 1 up here. And I have 7 times 1 plus 1 is 8, 84. And I subtract, I get 0. And I have no remainder. And now we're going to check for reasonableness. Is 20 close to 17? Because this was my answer, right? 17. Is 20 close to 17? Yeah, that's pretty close. Only 3 away. Oh, good. Your mom emailed me? Okay, thank you, Bella. Okay, I'm going to go check it as soon as we do our math. All right, so now I'm going to do this again. Divide, check for reasonableness. Here's my problem. 874 divided by 23. So to check my, if I could find a number that's close to 874 and 23, that would make it easy to divide by. How about, I'm going to say 850 divided by 25. Because I know 50 with 25. I am still going to have to write this one. It's a long problem. So I'm going to write it over here. It's just to check my answer for reasonableness. So 25 goes into 85. I know 4 25s would be 100. That's too big. So I'm going to say 3, which is going to give me 3 times 5 is 15. Carry my 1. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. I subtract. 5 take away 5 is 0. I bring down my 8 take away 7 is 1. I bring down my 0. I have 100. 25 goes into 100 4 times. 4 times 25 is 100, right? 4 quarters would be 100. Or you could do it the other way, right? 4 times 5 is 20. I carry my 2. 4 times 2 is 8 plus my 2 is 10. So my estimate is going to be 34. All right, so now I got to do my real math. 874 divided by 23. All right, I'm going to use the numbers that we just did. We'll try to start with a 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2 is 6. So I'm going to subtract. I can't take away from 7. I can't take away 9 from 7. I have to borrow from the 8, turn it into a 7. Now I have 17 take away 9. So, right, these are these long problems. 17 take away 9. Oh, we got so stuck. What do? How about if I add back to 9 to get to 17? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 8. And does that seem right? 8 plus 9, 17, 17. Yep. So now I'm going to have 17 take away 7 take away 6 is 1. I have 184. So now I have to figure out how many 23s can go into 184. So we're going to use our estimate one. I'm going to use my estimate. I could also, there's lots of different ways I can do it. Okay, so if I use my estimate, 4, I'm going to say 4 times 25 would be 100. It's just not, sorry, I should do it in pencil so you guys can see. All right, I'm going to do it in pencil because I'm going to need to erase it. If I was going to guess 4, because that was my estimate, if I'm going to guess 4, so I'll say 4 times 3 is 12. I carry my 1. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9. 92, that's not even close. That's not even big enough at all. But I do see something here. When I see my pattern, I see a pattern here. 2 times 2 is 4, and 9 times 2 is 18. What if I double this? Instead of using 4 23s, I'm going to use 8 23s. I'm going to try it. So I'm going to erase my first guess, right? Sometimes math, I have to guess if my answer's right. It's like a little game, a little puzzle. So 8 times 3 is 24. Sorry, I'm going to use my pen because I know 8 is the right answer. So. But if I was you, I would start with my pencil to make sure I got it right. 8 times 3 is 24. I put my 4, I carry my 2. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 2 is 18. Look at that, 38. And 38 is about, here's my check for reasonableness, 34. So my answer is 38. And there's my checking for reasonableness. Maybe I'll put a little check so they know that's my check answer. All right. Sorry, and I make a mess over here. So 988 divided by 96. My checking for reasonableness, I'm going to do 1,000 divided by 100. That seems pretty close. So 100, to get 1,000 from 100, I have to multiply 100 times 10 to get 1,000. So 1,000 divided by 100 is 10. Now we're going to do our real answer. 988 divided by 96. So first I'm going to look, 96 won't go into 9. 96 will go into 98 one time. Ooh, and my answer, my original was 10, so I'm going to try it. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 9 is 9. I subtract 8, take away 6 is 2. I bring down my next number, 28. 96. There's no 96's in 28. It's too small. So I'm going to say 0 times 96 is 0. I subtract. I have 28. I have 10 with the remainder of 28. So my answer is 10, remainder 28. And I could do my check for reasonableness. Maybe I'll write it on top since I ran out of room down below. I'm going to say 10 is almost 10 with a remainder of 28. It's very close. There's my check for reasonableness. And my next one, 58 dividing into 940, or 940 divided up by 58. So I'm going to do my little estimate first. I'm going to say 58 is almost 50, and 940 is almost 100. 1,000, sorry. So I'm going to say 1,000 divided by 50. That's going to be my guesstimate answer. So I'm going to divide this in right, I'll say 150 goes into 100 2 times. And would 20 times 50 give me 1,000? I could double check my math, right? Over here's my little double check spot. Would 20 times 50, is it going to give me 1,000? Let's see. 0 times 0, 0. Right, and I could do 0 times 0, 0, 0. Now I'm going to do my next row. I hold my place, and now I need 0 times 5, 0. And 2 times 5, 10. I add my two numbers together, and I did get 1,000. So 1,000 divided by 50 is 20. So now I have to figure out my real problem, though, right? So I'm going to take 940 and divide it up by 58. I can see that 2 58s is going to give me 100 and something. That's going to be just too big here. I'm just going 58 into 94 first, right? I'm not going into 940. I start one number at a time. 58 into 94. 2 58s is going to give me more than 100. That's too big. So I'm just going to take 1 58. I'm going to say 58, subtract. 4 take away 8, I cannot do. I need to borrow. 14 take away 8, I can do. I get 6. Because 6 plus 8 is 14. 8 take away 5 is 3. 300 and, I'll bring down my 0. 360. Now I have to figure out how many 58s are in 360. Ooh, well, I know a little math fact here. I know 6 times 6 is 36. This is a little smaller than 60 though, right? 60 times 60 would be 360. 6 times 60 would be 360. Right, hopefully you guys can see my little math fact I'm doing in my head. I'm figuring that 6 times 60 is equal to 360. And I have to do 58 into 360. So I know I'm going to need less than 6. Otherwise it's going to be too big, right? Because this is bigger, or this is smaller than 60. Or it might work. Let's see. Maybe I'll do with pencil first. So I'm going to say 6 times 8 is 48. I'm going to carry my 4. 6 times 5 is 30 plus 4. Ooh, it does fit. It's not too big. I am going to use that 6. So now I'm just going to, for you guys, right, if I was working in pen, I'd do it in pencil first just to make sure. And I'm going to have 348. So that's going to be what I have left over is my remainder. 8, 0, take away 8, I can't do. So I have to borrow from my 6. 10, take away 8, I can do. I get a 2. 5, take away 4 is 1. 3, take away 3 is 0. So I have 16 with a remainder of 12. I didn't do a great job writing on top of my house over here. I should have put my 16 over here above my 40. But all right, we'll go into the back. And I have a little, those were some hard problems over here for our very first 3 problems, huh? I think on the back it's just a little bit easier. Maybe. So my next one, it doesn't want me to do an estimate. But I could in my head do a little bit of an estimate. I'm going to say 800 divided by 80. Right? I'm just doing this for my own little self. 800 divided by 80 is going to give me 10. So I know my answer is going to be about 10. I like these problems when they give me a nice little place to do my work. So I'm going to write my problem out, 803 divided by 73. So I start with 73 goes into 8. Nope. 73 goes into 80. Yeah, 1 time. So I'll say 1 times 73. I'll subtract 80, take away 73 is 7. Right? Don't forget you needed to borrow, right? 10 take away 3, 7. I bring down my next number, 73. Oh, how convenient. 1 times 73 is 73. I get 0. So my answer is 11. And it was pretty close to my guesstimate of 10. Friday at 1 o'clock. Okay, Bella. Are you still there, Bella? No, she's not. Sorry, she sent me a chat. All right, so find the variable in the equation. We have another problem. 988 divided by 76. So I'm going to try to do my little guesstimate. 1,000 divided by 100 would be 10. So here's my problem. 988 divided by 76. So 76 goes into 98 1 time. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 7 is 7. I subtract. 8 take away 6 is 2. 9 take away 7 is 2. 228. So I have to figure out how many 76s it's going to take me to get 228. So I'm going to guess, let's see, I'm going to just kind of guess. 75 plus 75 is 150, plus another 75 would be 225. It might be too big. I'm going to try a 3. Sorry, plus I also cheat and look at the real answer to make sure I'm close. 3 times 6 is 18. I'm going to carry my 1. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 1 is 22. Well, look at that. So I'm going to just make sure that I have the right answer before I write it in pen. You guys don't even need to write in pen. I have to do it so you guys can see it better. So my answer was 13. All right, so here are my next word problem. Members of the Blade Runner Skating Club collected $950 from fundraising activities. They want to buy Ultra Blade skates, which are $48 a pair. How many pairs of skates can they buy? What does the remainder represent? So they have $950 and they want to buy skates. The skates cost $480. Sorry, cost $48. So I'm going to take 950 and I'm going to divide it by 48. So 48 goes into 95. I might be able to do 2 of them. Nope, it'll be too big, right? If I do 2 of them, I could try, just so you guys can see. I'm going to try with 2. 2 times 8 is 16. Carry my 1. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 1, 9, 96. It's too big, right? I can't take away 9. It's just too big. That's why I can't. So, oops. See, this is these little pencils with the horrible erasers. All right. So, I'm going to do 1 instead of 2. So, I'm going to 1 times 48 is 48. And now I'm going to subtract. My 9 is going to turn into an 8. I have 15, take away 8. Right? I know 8 plus 8 is 16. 7 plus 8, 15. Yeah. I'm going to take 8, take away 4 is 4. 47. That works, right? 47. Now I'm going to bring down my next 0. So now I need to figure out how many 48s can go into 470. So, oops, I don't need a pencil for that. So I could just start doing my 48s. I'm going to estimate. I'm going to say this is almost 50. So how many 50s would I have in 470? I would have 2 50s in 100. Right, so in 4, I might need 8 50s plus 8 50s. Maybe. I'm going to try 8 and see if it works. So here's 8 times 8 is 64. So I'm going to carry my 6. 4 times 8 is 48 plus 6, 52. Oops, sorry. Did I do it wrong? 8 times 4 is 32. Plus 6 is 38. Right? 8 times 8 is, oops. Oh yeah, I did it right. 8 times 8, 64. Carry my 6. 8 times 4 is 32 plus 6, 38. I'm going to subtract. So I have to borrow all the way over from here. 3. Now this is going to be 7. Sorry, this will be 16. 10. So 10 take away 4 is 6. 16 take away 8 is 8. So my remainder is 86. I could see I could get more out of that, right? So now I'm going to change my number to a 9. Sorry, I think I just messed up on my math. Should get a better eraser. So I'm going to change it to a 9. So 9 times 8. 9 times 8 is 72. So I'm going to put my 2, carry my 7. 9 times 4 is 36 plus 7. Right, so I'm going to have 43. I'm going to subtract, and that works this time, right? Now I'm going to borrow from my 7. I'll make that a 6. I have 10 take away 2 is 8. And I have 6 take away 3 is 3. 38. 38 is smaller than 48. Yes. So I have 19 with a remainder of 38. So my answer over here is going to be how many pairs of skates can they buy? They can buy 19 pairs of skates. And my remainder is $38. left over. They'll have $38 left over. I took my money divided by the number of pairs of skates I wanted, right? So my remainder is my money still. All right, a theater has 990 total seats. There are a total of 22 rows in the theater. If each row has an equal amount of seats, how many seats are in each row? Find the unknown number in the equation. 990 divided by 22.
Ms. Maserati?
Yes, Ryan.
I'm just going to say this now. Thank you for helping me.
You're welcome. Thanks for staying to be helped. I'm going to do 990. I have to divide it up by 22. I'm going to write it this way. I just ran out of room over here. I would write it over here, but I ran out of room. So 990 divided by 22. So I'm going to say 4 times 22 will give me 88. So let's try with a 4. So I'm going to go 4 is 88. I'll subtract. I'm going to have 110 left over. So now I have to figure out how many 22s and 110. So I know 5 20s would give me 100. And 5 2s would give me 10. So I'm going to guess 5. Sorry, and I would do pencil, but I'm not going to do pencil this time because the eraser is horrible. So 5 times 2 is 10. Carry my 1. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. I have 45. So my S equals 45. My next problem says, a group of friends equally split the dinner bill shown. If each person paid $16, how many friends paid? So here's what they ate at the restaurant. Their chicken tacos cost $82. Their drinks were $28. Their salads were $52. For dessert, they spent $33. They gave a $29 tip, and their total for eating at this restaurant was $224. So $224, each person paid $16. How many friends were there? So I'm going to do it down here this time. 224 divided by 16. So 16 goes into 22 one time. I'll subtract. I'm going to borrow from my 2, make that a 1, and then I have 12, take away 6. So 6 plus 6 is 12. My doubles, I'll bring down my 4. So I have to kind of figure out what number is going to, 16 times 6, how many 16s can go into 64? This is where I would probably use a pencil. I'm not going to use a pencil this time. You've already seen how my pencil horribly erases. I'm going to say 6. I'm going to guess 4. The reason I'm guessing 4 is because I know 6 times 4 is 24, and I see that 4 there. So I'm going to try it. 6 times 4 is 24. I'll put my 4, carry my 2. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2, 64. I subtract. I got 0. Yeah. So I know 14 friends split the check for dinner. I could double check it. If I wanted to double check my math, I could take, is 14 times 16 equal to 224? So I say 6 times 4 is 24. I carry my 2. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 2 is 8. I put my holding place, my 0 right there. 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. I add these numbers together. And I have 224. I checked my work. Sorry, I ran out of room again. All right, here's Emily, and she loves to read. She read 527 hours in 31 weeks. If she read an equal number of hours each week, how many hours did she read each week? So just 527 hours she read for 31 weeks. So I'm going to say 31. 2 31s would give me 62. That would be too big. So I'm going to say 131. I'll subtract. 2 take away 1 is 1. 5 take away 3 is 2. So 200 and I bring down my 7. 217. Oh, I know my math facts. I know 7 times 3 is 21. So I'm going to try it. And also, but actually I'm not going to try it because I don't want to erase 2. But hopefully you guys could see here too. It can't be a 3. Sorry, a 7. Should I say it was a 7, right? So I'm going to say 7 times 3 is 21, and I see my answer right there with the 17. So I'm going to guess 7 is a good number there. So 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 3 is 21. I subtract, I got 0, and 17 was my good answer.